Why is Splitgate so bad? If you've never heard of this game, it's basically the product of a threesome between Halo, Call of Duty, and Portal. Regardless of my opening statement, the game is super fun and super fast paced and really captures your attention for a short period of time. Which doesn't matter anymore because if you haven't heard the news, Splitgate won't be seeing any more content coming to the game. It'll still see some updates, but that really doesn't matter outside of, what it needs is content. Because apparently the developers are going to be working on Splitgate 2, which, if you ask me, is super unnecessary because I think Splitgate as a whole, the base game, is really, really fun. It just needed more content, which is why I think the game is bad. Gameplay alone, one of the best games on the market. But content alone, not great, because they give you a free battle pass, but that battle pass has been out for pretty much a year. They've had 2 battle passes. They had Season 0 and Season 1, and that's about it. And while I originally thought going to Splitgate 2 was super unnecessary, apparently it's super necessary, because apparently Splitgate 1's engine just absolutely sucks to update, which is why they'll be building Splitgate 2 on the Unreal 5 engine, which if you've never seen it, it's absolutely gorgeous to look at. Shout out Zach Wilson's mom. Sup, Lisa? Which is not good for the player base that's currently playing Splitgate, because as time goes on, that player base will just dwindle and dwindle, and people will start to forget about this game. And they're probably going to have to put more effort into a Splitgate 2 to advertise and everything else, with a development team and probably an overall team that they don't really have. Because if you don't know, the development team for this game is not very big. It's like probably 10 people in like a closet somewhere. Which makes the current Splitgate so impressive that they built this with just a small team of developers. And while the gameplay can just make the game super addicting, it's not that addictable because there's not much to really do. I mean, apparently the game has a Forge mode now that actually seems to be pretty simple in comparison to newer Halos, which is fine. But seeing as this game has only had 2 major content updates since like the game launched in 2019 with its early access, there's really not much here for you to do. So if you do play this game in the year 2023, you're really not going to have a whole hell of a lot. Yeah, you can get through the battle pass, which it takes a while. But again, the game has a super fun arena-style multiplayer, and it's awesome to shoot people through portals. But again, there's nothing here. There's really not much for you to do outside of playing an arcade-style game that you can get pretty much anywhere else. And that's also kind of why I have a feeling that that game X Defiant will also fail, because I don't think there will be a lot there either. As much as I hope that it does succeed, these free-to-play games I don't think are really going to beat out games like Call of Duty. They need to find a way to just make people want to play these games by adding a campaign, maybe a co-op mode, something. You can't be Fortnite, you can't be any of these other games, and I think Splitgate is probably done, and I don't think Splitgate 2 is ever coming out. I think that's pretty much it. Because I have a feeling in the year 2023 as well, and probably beyond, that we're going to end up seeing a massive shift away from these live service games, and no one's going to really want to join in and play these games anymore because they're not good, and that's a separate topic for another day. But there needs to be a lot more in these kind of games. Maybe Splitgate 2 does really well. Maybe they actually are able to build that game. But I have a feeling that the fact that no one's going to be playing this game at all means no money's coming in to help fund the developers. And then I have a feeling that the studio will probably and unfortunately shut down, and then that project will end up just being scrapped. But I hope these developers prove me wrong. And again, in 2023, this game is not very playable if you're trying to play it because of content. Yeah, you can probably play it for a little bit, but there's really, again, not much here for you to do. You can probably binge through everything within maybe a week if you are just grinding out the game. But other than that, it's not great anymore. I mean, I love the game. I love the gameplay. I think it's one of the most interesting games on the market. But the fact that the developers just outright went, yeah, it's hard to develop on this entire system that we currently have, and we're going to move on to another thing and then just not update this at all and give you any content, is not a good look. You could have just left a couple people probably hanging around to make some updates, which I know that they're making updates, but it's just more like balancing and stuff like that for the game. There's no new content coming. You could have had at least maybe 1 or 2 guys do something. I don't know if it's all hands on deck, but hey, what do I know? But Splitgate, man, what a sad death. But what's not currently dead is the game Starfield. God damn it.